Hello, my queens and kings. Welcome back to Pharaoh Tarot. I'm Butterfly Williams, and I will be serving up a moonwave reading for the new moon in Capricorn. Woohoo! It's a great new year, a great new start to what is going to turn out to be a very eventful and I think very positive year for most people. That's the energy that I'm picking up. I think there's going to be lots of changes, lots of growth, lots of sudden switch-ups, which will come just in the nick of time to ameliorate the setbacks that some of us may experience during the course of the year. I think there is much reason, good reason, to be very hopeful for this new year. So you know how I like to do things. I like to start things off with a short traditional West African prayer to the ancestors. Then I will head into what I'm calling the initiation, which will be a discussion of what it means to be dealing with the new moon in Capricorn. And then we'll head right into the pile selection and the readings. And I've reconceptualized, how I'm presenting the individual readings. You know how I am. I just continually evolve, and for this phase of the channel, I'm just really interested in how I'm conceptualizing the readings. That really gives me the framework to really kind of sink into my own intuition and deliver some value for you. So anyways, let's move right on into the prayer to the ancestors. Omi tutu, ona tutu, ile tutu, tutu egin. Dear ancestors, I offer to you this glass of cool, clear, fresh water and this lit candle. I hope you will fill these cards with your love, your wisdom, and your compassion, and help me to deliver messages of love and abundance for all those who have gathered here to view the moonwave reading for the new moon in Capricorn. Ashe. So let's head right on into the initiation. What does it really mean to be dealing with the new moon in Capricorn? Well, first of all, I do think it's great that the new moon in Capricorn coincides with the new year, because I think it's the perfect energies for moving into a new year. Very often people are doing their New Year's resolutions and, looking back on the past with, an eye towards the future. It's a very kind of Seven of Pentacles, types of energy. People are kind of really figuring out their plans for the new year to help move their lives ahead. And so new moon energy is really great for that because it gives us a doorway, a portal, if you will, into pure potentiality. It gives us a beginner's mind to, think afresh about what opportunities might lay ahead for us. And not simply in terms of, opportunities that are given to us, but also opportunities that we can create for ourselves. A new moon is a great gift from the cosmos to not only wipe the slate clean, but also remind us that the pure potentiality exists within us. We are a part of the underlying energy field, the matrix, if you will, that undergirds every single aspect of the universe. And so we are co-creating with that grid of creation that unites all of us, that unites all beings, that unites all things. And the new moon is saying, hey, recognize that this is a playing field and that you are the playing field. And that by taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, you are nurturing your own potential, and you are shaping that potential into a contribution, not only to the collective, but to the universe as a whole. New moon energy is very much about clearing a space to remind us that we are all galactic star seeds. We are all gifts to the universe, and we are all participating in co-creation. So Capricorn energy. As I was thinking about what to say about Capricorn, I was reminded of seeing this YouTube video about a certain species of goat that needs to climb a near vertical, almost 90 degrees vertical cliff face. I seem to think that it was some kind of dry waterfall bed, even, but it was literally like almost just straight vertical. And you're wondering how on earth, is a four-legged goat, going to climb this thing? But, and of course, goats are symbols for Capricorn. But lo and behold, it did. That goat had to be, well, one, very determined, two, very strategic about, where they're placing their feet, to climb up this, near vertical rock face, while, retaining a sense of balance so they don't, fall off. Because this thing was like 300 feet high or whatever. It just really seemed like, an impossibility. And the reason the goats, needed to do this is that there was a certain kind of salt embedded in the rock face, which I guess had some kind of enzyme that they needed in order to, reproduce, and all of that. So, yes, this is the perfect embodiment of Capricorn energy. Determination, having a goal, needing to, take care of yourself in a very practical manner in order to take care of, very basic needs, for your survival. And yet, all having this almost magical quality of achieving the near impossible, of, raising yourself to, grand heights through step-by-step careful placements, of your weight and your energy. So yes, this is what Capricorn is all about. A superficial reading says, well, Capricorns are just all about status, and reputation and doing very well for themselves, in terms of their career goals. But it's much deeper than that. It's about, guiding large sections of humanity through the use of one's strategic vision in order to take care of the very basic underpinnings of what makes a civilization a civilization. So, if you're very good at, manifesting and utilizing the Capricorn energies, then of course you are going to end up with a very big reputation and high status. But, Capricorn is one of those signs where, the bills come due. Capricorns are keeping track of those receipts, baby, most certainly. So you're not going to be getting the status or this reputation without having really done the work. Karma, takes care of those, who have gained the status or the reputation, without having done the work. So the new moon in Capricorn is about, manifesting your potential into opportunities to get ahead, and doing that according to the Capricorn energies of, achieving the impossible through strategic foresight and a whole lot of determined, hard work. That is your initiation into the new moon in Capricorn. So let's do the pile selection. Pile number 1 is for the House of Life, which is governed by Pharaoh, the falcon god of ancient Egypt. And this is all about your practical reality, for this moon wave, and it's represented by this hematite pyramid. Pile 2 is this hematite cube, and this is for the Temple of the Sun, which is governed by Aset, also known as Isis, the ancient Egyptian goddess of the throne of life. And this will be your guide to the world of spirit for this moon wave cycle. Then we have the Dodecahedron for pile 3, also hematite, governed by Asar, also known as Osiris. And this will be your practical guidance for the next moon wave cycle. This 12-sided hematite object. And then pile 4 is the hematite sphere. And this is for the Council of the Elders, which will integrate, all of the knowledge from the previous 3 places. So pile 4 is the hematite sphere. So, see you in the piles. Hello, pile 1. If you selected the hematite pyramid, you are in the right place. Welcome to the House of Life, governed by Lord Heru, the falcon god of ancient Egypt. This is about high-flying vision so that you can hunt for your goals in an effective manner within the world of reality. This reading, you should be able to see, in your own life, the issues that are being talked about in this reading. So let's dive into the new moon in Capricorn energies. What is the overall energy for this moon wave cycle? It is the 4 of Swords. Very interesting. This is about rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, meditation, retreat, taking a time out to do your prayers, to reflect on what you really want out of life for this moonwave cycle. At the same time, it's about having your sword at the ready. So this is not about just goofing off or, just sleeping kind of aimlessly. This is about, being at the ready. It's very much an active preparation that you're doing here, even as you rest and relax. The moon goes through cycles, right? At times it's at full illumination, full power, and at other times, this is reminding me what a great energy this is for the new moon. At other times there is, darkness, which allows us to, sink into our interior world and really come to terms with how we're truly feeling and what we're truly wanting. This is the energies that will be guiding us through this moonwave cycle for the new moon in Capricorn. What's at the heart of the situation? The 2 of Pentacles. Multitasking, juggling and balancing different forces, different demands on our time. Again, this is the heart of the situation. So this isn't necessarily your own personal energy, but it is the sort of general energy or the general concern of everyone who's involved in your situation. What's in the upper world of the situation? The 2 of Swords. It's already interesting to note that, the number 2 is figuring prominently in the situation. So this is an energy of indecision, of, feeling like we are blindfolded. I associate this card with this, yellow bracelet, which reminds me of a friendship bracelet. So there may be other people that are impacting our ability to make a choice. Yeah, my throat has been acting up all of a sudden, so I'm wondering about throat chakra issues. There may be a need to sort through things so that we can actually step into the energy of articulating what we need, of actually speaking about how we feel, that might help us to, break through the logjam that's in our minds. This card is similar to the Eight of Swords in that, this, and especially in this card, in the way in which this blindfold is depicted, it wouldn't take very much for the person to, put the swords down, perhaps get, less defensive and take off the blindfolds and see what she needs to see in order to make that decision. But that is the challenge of this situation, is, people kind of breaking through their indecision in order to, balance competing priorities. It's a tricky situation because the motivation here in the lower world is the moon. There's something secretive going on. There's something deep in the subconscious that is, motivating this indecision. Maybe there are past issues that were never fully confronted that now need to be dealt with, because it's having an impact on our ability to balance, different needs and different priorities. What is going on specifically with you? Strength. Needing to show that we have control of our instincts and our emotions. There may be a need for a certain kind of stoicism, being able to, roll with the punches of life, as it were. But there's also a need for poise, for, being statuesque, being able to sort of rise, above it all, and be the role model, that the situation is calling for. This is a major arcana card. It's divinely guided. There is something here about spirit directly manifesting in your very immediate personal reality, in terms of giving you the strength to meet whatever challenge is facing you. What's in the upper world for you? The Five of Brooms, the Five of Wands, competition. You are being challenged to, hop into the fray and deal with whoever needs to be dealt with. And there's probably quite a few people that you need to deal with, because this is a group dynamic. It's a group situation. There's some sort of competition that is going on, which is going to test your mettle, but you will rise to the occasion because you've got the Strength card. What's in the motivation for you? The Knight of Pentacles. You're wanting to get to work. You probably are already hard at work. You are actively cultivating through some sort of project, some sort of Ace of Pentacles that you have going on. This is most likely a work opportunity, a business opportunity. There's something about your coin, your bag, your abundance that is in play here, and you are very determined to, make the most of this opportunity for abundance. What's going on with the other? They've got the Six of Cups. There is something about the past, and specifically their younger days, that is entrancing them at the moment. They are reviewing the past. They are reviewing their past path of personal growth. They are thinking specifically about the good times and the positive events that helped nurture them, and they're also actively thinking about the various soulmates that they ran across that impacted their lives as they were growing up. This is also a past life card, so those of them that are spiritually inclined, maybe even thinking back into past lives and how that cycle of development has given them, a certain life purpose to deal with, in the present moment. So there's definitely some sort of occasion. The situation is forcing them to, reevaluate the past, and specifically elements of their past that helped them develop as a person. What are they being challenged with? The Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. They are very actively thinking about, this is what's on their mind, thinking about celebration and how to get to a celebration, how to get to a fulfillment of their desires, how to have fun, how to connect their enjoyment of life with the fulfillment of their life purpose. This fella is very interesting with the red turban here. It suggests, some kind of, higher knowledge. And then with the contrast with the blue clothing, it's about sort of balancing, balancing the opposites. And then it's interesting, he has his hands sort of, closed off, even though he sort of has this wide man stance going on here. It's another way of balancing the opposites of, being wide open and yet also being, somewhat defensive and selective. All of these processes, they are being challenged by the world of spirit to get to wish fulfillment, but by being, composed. And balancing the opposites, very carefully. And specifically the opposites of being receptive versus being, defensive. And that resonates with the motivation, which is the King of Machetes. They are really needing to demonstrate a mastery of the mental realm, of really using ideas. The ancestors are telling me using ideas in a progressive way, in a way that, brings the situation forward into a, to demonstrate a mastery of smartness, of, being really precise in a way that is actually useful to the people involved in the situation. Very interesting. The energies are very kind of mental, in this moonwave cycle. There's definitely something here about needing to use the mind in a way that demonstrates poise, a certain maturity about how to position, yourself. What's the outcome? The Page of Brooms. I'm getting extremely positive vibes, from this. This is about a passionate, playfulness. It's about being able to return to a certain kind of innocence that sparks a certain kind of, creativity and a new vision of life, a really exuberant wonder at the sheer vitality and vibrance of living. Yeah. We're kind of looking at the Heisho ghetto, behind, this young black man here, but he has this, forthrightness, and he's wearing, this yellow T-shirt, with a red shirt underneath it. These lower chakra energies of, the will, the solar plexus, and also survival. The root chakra color of red. There's something, and then this broom, which to me is almost like a, broom of magic. And I just love, his attitude of, this really kind of bright, wide-eyed, taking in of the current challenge. There's something about the situation which is going to result in you really embracing the vitality and wonder of life. And what's in the upper world? Justice. Excellent. Yeah, the outcome is challenged to provide justice, to put everyone in their proper place. Again, we're seeing this theme of, balance here, with the scale. And also, this Ace of Swords, here, using your mind to make, proper judgments. The ancestors are telling me good karma, good karma, good karma. Whatever wrongs were endured in the past will be rectified. And again, I'm getting this very strong vibe of being able to move forward, not with hesitation, but with confidence, with exuberance, with a renewed vigor for life. That's all part of the good karma that's coming your way. And what is the motivation? Yes. The Three of Pentacles, teamwork. And in this card, it's like a priest is, giving his blessing to this young family. There's something here about recognizing and rewarding, team leadership as the motivation, for this outcome. There's also something about second chances or even first chances here. There's something about, moving forward into the new through the recognition of, the leader of a team. So what's the advice? Awesome. This is just such a great advice card for the new moon in Capricorn. This card traditionally represents Aries, which is actually square to the Capricorn energies, but squares aren't necessarily bad. It's talking about a square means you just need to take action to, resolve the situation. And there can be no better card for action than the Emperor. The ancestors are advising you to take control of the situation. You have access to everything that you need because the Emperor is the combination of all the other king energies, in the deck. You have, not only do you have access to everything you need, you are the embodiment of, earthly wisdom in terms of how to apply all those things. You already have some kind of empire, that's already in play here. You already have a considerable track record of knowing how to navigate, the material world. And not only do you have, this empire and this track record of running it, you are extremely capable of dealing with, whatever challenges or conflicts, may be coming your way. This reinforces, you getting the strength card, in your middle world. This situation, which revolves around, needing to balance different priorities in a way that, demonstrates your poise, your inner poise, is just really just heavily reinforced and complemented by this Emperor energy. You are the Emperor, so you need to realize that and act accordingly. So before we move on to pile 2, let's just do a quick review of the situation, which is that you are balancing different priorities. You have the strength and the inner poise, to do that in a way that works for you. You need to realize that you are dealing with an other that is feeling kind of nostalgic, and for some reason is really kind of turning back to earlier stages of their personal development to figure out, how to deal with this situation. And the ultimate outcome is a renewed zest for life, a bright-eyed appreciation of the wonder and sheer vitality of existence. So it's looking like it's going to be a very empowering moonwave cycle for you. So my friends, that is the House of Life. You should know that a House of Life was a place in ancient Egypt for higher learning, specifically in so much as it had to do with healing. This house of life, however, is also a grand palace because it is occupied by His Majesty, Lord Haru, the falcon god of ancient Egypt. So that's why I'm calling this section the House of Life. It's about a place of comfort and learning for you to deal with the realities of your existence. Okay, so that is what the House of Life has for you this moonwave cycle. Let's move on to pile 2. Hello. If you chose the hematite cube for pile 2, then you are in the right place. Welcome to the Temple of the Sun, governed by the great Holy Mother Aset, also known as Isis. In ancient Egyptian mythology, it is the female gods that are associated with the sun. So that's why this is called the Temple of the Sun. This is your guide to the world of spirit. These are things that might be happening behind the scenes in your life for this moonwave cycle. But you can rest assured that the Holy Mother Aset is working for your highest good behind the scenes. So what is in the heart of the situation? The 5 of Wands. Yes. So this situation is about competition. It's about some sort of group situation in which people are almost acting like, warriors. It's so interesting. We only see, one side here, with 3 warriors, but they're facing, beyond this kind of mountain range, these other spheres, from the enemy, on the other side of the range. So we are talking about, having to confront and deal with people who, may be thinking very differently from us. But, this is coming to us from the Temple of the Sun, right? So all of this is divinely orchestrated, and you're just meant to be, dealing with this situation at this time. What is in the upper world? The 6 of Discs. Yes, there is a situation that has to do with generosity, charity, could be grants, of some sort, could be borrowing, money or lending money, of sorts. In this depiction, we have this woman looking at, items, on the shelf. So there's a sense of having to, kind of really evaluate what's really kind of worth, spending your money on, as it were. And there's very much a process of, selection, that's going on here. Of really kind of sorting through, your options. This woman is dressed in white, so she has pure, motivations. It's looking like, there's some kind of competition for, demonstrating one's worthiness of, being benefited by others or being the beneficiary of others. What's in the motivation here? Papa Coin, the King of Pentacles, right. That makes a whole lot of sense in terms of, the other things that are going on in the situation. This situation is motivated by demonstrating mastery of the material realm. It's about knowing what to do with your abundance and how to apply that abundance in a way that benefits, the kingdom, the community. So that's what's motivating this situation. What's going on with you specifically? The 9 of Knives, the 9 of Swords. Oh dear. Look at that really kind of fierce skull there. There is something here about, extreme, anxiety, some sort of deep fear is being activated by you in this situation. Fear of competition, fear of being judged, fear, there may be anxieties around money issues, and things like that. But you are really kind of, dealing with it. All kinds of ish, is appearing, and you are just really feeling it. What's going on in your upper world? The Hierophant, the Elder. You're being challenged to, reach out to those who, might have more knowledge than you about how to navigate this situation. In this depiction, there's a moon, in here too. So there may be secrets that you are not quite aware of that perhaps, elders can help you deal with. There could be certain kind of subconscious desires or instincts that you have that may or may not be serving you. And by dealing with an elder, you may be able to resolve those or, gain more wisdom about that in a way that'll help you out. The 5 card traditionally represents the Hierophant, but it doesn't have to be only a religious or spiritual elder that you are dealing with. This could be any highly trained professional, doctor, lawyer, journalist, that may be able to give you good advice if you consult them. What's your motivation? The 8 of Cups. You are wanting to move on from some sort of past situation. The way it's depicted here, it's like you've already, moved on, because this woman is on the other side of the mountain. In other depictions of the 8 of Cups, the person is heading towards the mountain, but you've already sort of left the scene, in a way. So you are really tired of it all. You have, and you've already made the choice to move on. What's going on with the other? The Mother of Baskets, the Queen of Cups. And this lovely woman is reaching out her hand. The others in this situation actually want to help you. They are actually in a state of admiration for you. And this is something that you need to know as you move forward. The Queen of Cups is about emotional maturity, of knowing not only what one's emotions are, but how to deal with those emotions in a way that brings emotional harmony to a situation. What's in their upper world? The 10 of Cups. Brilliantly illustrated by this line drawing of 2 hands kind of reaching out, to each other, or it could be, one person kind of clasping their heart. The 10 of Cups is about complete emotional fulfillment. It's a very interesting card to have in conjunction with the Queen of Cups for the other. So they are in a good mood. They can see that they have what it takes to achieve the 10 of Cups, and that's what they have on their mind. They want a happy, harmonious home life. That's their prime concern, and they know that they can get it. Wow. You're dealing with some very powerful people because they've got 2 queens. They also have the Queen of Pentacles in their motivation. So yeah, they are looking to demonstrate, wisdom in how they invest, their resources, and they are. It's so interesting the way it's depicted in the Pharaoh Tarot deck, because we have this person with, I forget what this kind of, piercing is called. But there's something about, their money's where their mouth is. Quite literally, they speak through the abundance that they have, and it's as if it's coming from a higher realm. So they're looking to show that they're looking to provide spiritual fulfillment, through the expression of abundance. What is the outcome of this situation? The 7 of Wands. And it's so interesting the way it's depicted, in this, this deck, because This guy to me, although he's an African, tribesman of some sort, almost looks like a nightclub crooner with the way he's holding up the wand to his lips. It almost looks like a microphone there. And very handsome, suave, debonair-looking kind of man with the choker of beads, around his throat chakra. So I'm picking up heavy vibes of expressing yourself. That is a traditional interpretation of the Seven of Wands, but this is about not merely standing up for yourself and kind of speaking your bit in some sort of, political or social way. There's something very aesthetic, about the presentation of your voice here. Like you will be communicating beauty, and not just defending yourself as part of this outcome. It's a very positive outcome. It's about kind of stepping into your powers of expression at the level of, artistry and not just self-defense. So then we've got the Eight of Wands, in the upper world here. Very nice. It's amazing the, cosmic way in which this is represented here, with a representation of planet Earth here. This is a very cosmic Eight of Wands. So it's as if you're being swept up into this grand cosmic plan, which is highly networked, not just at the level of whatever professional or organizations, or career goals you may be dealing with, but networked at the level of, the cosmos. I talked a little bit earlier, I think in the initiation about, galactic starseed. This is, wow. There's like some bright shining light from the cosmos sending all kinds of messages all over, which are kind of helping you work towards planetary evolution. It really is, at that level. One of the concrete physical things you'll be noticing is a very stepped up pace to your daily goings on. Things are going to be moving much more quickly, but it's also about having some impact on the world, way beyond yourself, way beyond your friends and family, at the very least moving out into the community, but also having ripples across the world in some way, because of all the networks that are involved here. Wow, that's pretty big. Yeah, you may think that you're doing small things, but you're actually having huge impacts with what you're doing. Then we have Judgment, right, and it's just further confirmed by the motivation of the outcome. This is about leveling up in a very big way, moving out of a dark time into a period of transformation, which is quite beautiful and quite bright. This is a yellow butterfly, so it signifies the solar plexus of will. There is something about this situation which is bringing you up to a new level. It's a big come up that signifies your transformation, and it's something that happened through your own willpower. This person is very kind of bright-eyed and wide-eyed and looking directly, at you. So there is something here about judgment occurring through your ability to see exactly what the true nature of a situation is. This allows you to see out of darkness and see into your own transformation that happened as a result of your own willpower. Wow. I just feel like I just got swept up, by the outcome into some higher level of consciousness. So there is definitely something about this outcome for you, which is really not only transforming you in terms of just your daily life, but it's really kind of just giving voice to the fact that you have elevated yourself to a higher level of consciousness. Wow, we really are in the Temple of the Sun, here. So let's kind of review the Temple of Sun before we move on to pile 3. Okay, the world of spirits is challenging you to consult with the elders and possibly also highly trained professionals in your community that can give you some advice about secrets you may not be aware of, or even how to deal with your own subconscious desires. You're dealing with quite a bit of anxiety in this cycle, and there are people around you who know a bit more than you do, who can really help you out. This situation kind of revolves around some sort of act of, generosity or charity, people needing to help each other out. So know that, there are people around you who can, help you deal with that. The other is really wanting emotional fulfillment, and not just for themselves, but for the community at large. That's something important for you to keep in mind as you move forward. And the ultimate outcome here is not going to be local. It's not just about you. There is going to be some kind of global impact that may be inspired by some sort of cosmic vision that is going to be coming out of the actions of this moonwave cycle. Yeah, I know that sounds really heady, but we are dealing with the Temple of the Sun. We are talking about, the world of spirit here. That is the 411 on what is going on, behind the scenes, with this moonwave cycle. So, I would just encourage you to, reach out to the elders around you who can help you steer through the deeper levels of your experience, this moonwave cycle. All right, okay, that was the Temple of the Sun. Let's give thanks and praise to the Holy Mother Aset, and let's move on to pile 3. Hello there. If you chose the Dodecahedron made of hematites for pile 3, you are in the right place. Welcome to the Valley of Paradise. This is ruled by the Holy Father Asar, also known as Osiris. This is your practical guidance for this moonwave cycle. Okay. So, what's at the heart of the situation? The garden. Wonderful. Cultivating your potential and the potential of others around you. More than cultivating it, actually manifesting it. This card is very similar to the World card in the traditional tarot. There's something about completing, a cycle in a way that allows you to fully, demonstrate the wonder of your existence and the wonder of life. So it's that energy that is at the heart of the situation. I'm actually being guided to read from the book. So it's the number 20. Great. The garden. The beauty of the garden has always been the greatest setting for a lighthearted gathering. The garden card illuminates all moments social, like networking, get-togethers, and community or group activities. And it will be within these groups that you will now be able to enjoy the time to finally mingle and see what this party has to offer. Relax and enjoy the scenery and good company. You're in for a great time. Wow. Yes. So there's definitely this air of celebration that's at the heart of the situation. Keep that in mind as you deal with the energies of the month. Avarice, yes. Let's not get greedy. Everyone involved in the situation is being, reminded that to be content with what one already has to a certain extent, and to only ask for what one truly needs, to move forward in a productive fashion. So even as we move towards a celebration of some sorts, let's not get too carried away with our desires. What is the Adinkra symbol in the motivation of the situation? Akoma na Tuaso, extension of the heart. This is very interesting because the last Moonwave reading had this same card. Symbolizes understanding, agreement, trust, and partnership. Okay. There is something about this celebration which calls for us to approach it in a level-headed manner, meaning, we're not getting too greedy with satisfying our need for pleasure. We're not getting too greedy with our need for social contact, even though, given the current circumstances of society right now, I could see why, people would be yearning for that. We need to approach the situation by extending our hearts. How can we look for and build understanding, agreement, trust, and partnership, even as we are having our fun, with others? That's what should be motivating us heading into the celebration. What's going on with you specifically? Now to a fruitful time. This applies to projects and fertility. Indeed. There very well, could be a bun in the oven, a new child, on the way. It could be that there are new projects and new people that are entering our lives to help us make the most of those projects. That's a great resonance, for the garden, energy. Let's be open to the possibilities and the opportunities that are coming to us. Silent wisdom. The Sphinx is in the upper world. What can you do to cultivate your own wisdom? Meditation definitely seems called for because it's looking like the kind of wisdom we need to access can only be gotten through silence. It's not going to be coming to us from social media. It's not going to be coming to us, from our friends or our family. It's going to be coming to us through our own silent contemplation. What's your motivation? Your spirit animal for the month is the golden-crowned bat. A major transition is underway. This new situation may require some sacrifices, but it will be worth it. Interesting, the color yellow is showing up prominently again. There's something about willpower here. And of course, it's a bat. So there's the need to, navigate situations without really necessarily seeing, what's up ahead. Needing to use echolocation, needing to use our sense of hearing instead, perhaps, listening very carefully to see how to position ourselves, moving forward. But there's definitely this energy of acceptance that is needed, because some kind of big change is going to be happening, and we're going to need to be dealing with that. It's looking like that change is connected to, either the new baby on the way or whatever new project, that you have. What's going on with the other? Freedom. When we can be our truest selves, we are then able to freely love. Wow, they are really stepping into their power through some kind of expression of freedom. They are not going to want to be locked down, in this moment. There's really some need for self-expression that they are dealing with, which will probably have them acting very differently than they had been before. So people need to accept that. What's going on in their upper world? Lunar energies, divine timing, blood mysteries. The ancient Egyptian god Khonsu. Wow. They are needing to act within the rhythms of the moon. They're needing to go with the flow. They're needing to act at the right moment. They're really needing to deal with, the physical challenges of their particular body. All of these things are both complicating and I'm getting supporting their need for freedom of self-expression. So their self-expression is coming out of physical challenges that they are dealing with. And also challenges of knowing when to act at the right time. The timing of their self-expression is very important. What is in their motivation? Sorrow. It is through deep sadness that one masters discouragement. Very interesting. This need for freedom, this need to express themselves at the right time, has to do with processing sadness. And it's a sadness that's affecting their body and how they express themselves, and perhaps being sad that they didn't express themselves at some previous moment, in their life. And now it almost feels like some sort of spiritual emergency right now to, this need to express the past sadness. Whew. Very deep. Yeah, what you need to know is that these new opportunities that you have coming up or that you're about to implement are bringing a great deal of wisdom and light, into your, into your own personal existence. The other, on the other hand, is really kind of struggling with knowing how to express themselves, whether it's what to say about, whatever physical challenges they are dealing with, or with some kind of past sadness. So it's really complicating the party, the celebration that everyone wants to have. Because you're coming in with this bright energy, and they're coming in with sort of a darker energy. I don't want to say it's a bad energy. It's just a darker energy, and it's going to be a very interesting mix. To have that happening. At the party, as it were. What's the outcome? I ended up pulling 3 of these, diverse bee cards, and ancestors told me to keep them all. So you're getting 3 of these messages. Say yes to new adventures. Well, that just, clarifies that, right? Broken crayons still color. Well, that goes with the other, right? And love overcomes every obstacle. Well, that goes with the garden, doesn't it? So, say yes to new adventures. Realize that, these other people you're dealing with, may be occurring to you as being broken crayons, but they still color. And, the key to enjoying that party is realizing that love overcomes every obstacle. Great. So what's in the upper world of the outcome? Live like it's your last day on earth. Seize the day. Carpe diem. Yes. Don't sleep on it. Even though the overall energy for the moonwave cycle is the Four of Swords. Live like it's your last day on earth. Yeah, make that bucket list. I mean, it's, we're dealing with New Year's energy anyways. You're probably already making resolutions and plans, right? If it was your last day on earth, what would you do? What are the things you really enjoy in life? And what is it really important to express at this time? Spirit is challenging you with that, to get to this outcome. Calm is motivating this outcome. Breathe. Heal your tired body and allow your spirit to find peace. Without harmony, your healing journey will take much longer. I don't think I need to say much more about that. That is the Valley of Paradise. Remember that you are needing to extend your heart. Well, actually, everyone in the situation is needing to extend their heart. We're looking for understanding, agreement, trust, and partnership. And what you're bringing to this is the energy of the golden crowned bat. A major transition is underway, and you might have to sacrifice some things, but it's going to be worth it. The other is dealing with sorrow. They're going to need your compassion. Maybe they're going to need your forgiveness. But it's through deep sadness that they are mastering discouragement. Know that they are up against it, in some way. Even as both of you learn to extend your hearts. And it's best to approach the situation with a sense of calm. Just breathe. Heal your tired body and allow your spirit to find peace. You're looking for harmony. Ooh, I am just very much feeling the presence of, the Holy Father, Asar. There's definitely something, the deep wisdom of the ancestors just really flowing through pile 3 here. Rest assured that you have the capacity to deal, with the waves of emotion that you will be encountering as a result of you pressing forward, with your new endeavors. The key here is extending your heart. Okay, great. That is the Valley of Paradise. Let's give thanks and praise to the Holy Father, Asar, and move on to pile 4. Hello, if you chose pile 4, the hematite sphere, you are in the right place. Welcome to the Council of the Elders. Here the elders will integrate, all of the wisdom from the previous 3 piles. So let's extend our respect to the elders. Okay, at the heart of the situation, needing to balance, priorities here. There's definitely competing demands, on the time of everyone involved in this situation. This is because there's some sort of competition, afoot here. A lot of different personalities in play that need to be balanced. But we're aiming to create a celebration, of some sort. We're wanting to, manifest, a joyful community that demonstrates, the beauty of, collective endeavor. And that can actually happen if everyone remembers that love overcomes every obstacle. In the upper world of the situation is this energy of indecisiveness, not necessarily knowing which way to go. There's some sort of process of, selection in terms of, who's really worth, spending my generosity of time, money, effort, on. And there's a warning for everyone involved to, not get too greedy here. You need to kind of, rein in your desires, a bit, to make the most of this celebration. What's motivating this situation is dealing with secrets of some sort, perhaps dealing with fears. There are things that are unknown, there are unconscious desires and, instincts that are in play here. That's why we're sort of needing to keep ourselves in check a bit, during this celebration of community. The secrets may have to do with, how people are, spending their money, how, issues of, economics and abundance, are affecting the community at large. And we're needing to kind of snuff out, what those secrets and what those desires are, in relationship to those, issues of abundance. And the way to get to the heart of the situation is to extend our hearts, approach the situation with understanding, agreement, trust, and partnership. Those issues are very much at play, in the motivation of the situation. What's going on with you directly? Needing to show your inner poise, that you are in control of your emotions and your instincts, which is going to be, a challenge because you are definitely, very anxiety ridden, at the moment. And those anxieties probably have to do with getting some kind of project off the ground. It could be as very serious as a newborn, coming into the world, or, it just simply could be some sort of work situation where you have a lot of ambitions, a lot of high hopes for getting some kind of project off the ground. And you should approach it with an air of enthusiasm. Say yes, to new adventures. These things that are coming into your life are definitely a good thing, no matter how much anxiety you may be feeling about it. Yeah, you're being challenged by some sort of competitive situation. Everyone is up in arms, about it. But you can turn to an elder to get some advice, about the secrets here that would really help you out. And you can also turn inward through meditation to access your own silent wisdom. What's motivating you? Yeah, it's probably some kind of work situation. You're wanting to cultivate your own Ace of Pentacles. You've got a project that you are wanting to move forward. And you're realizing that, moving out of your current situation is going to be really key to making the most of your project. And you're needing to access the energies of the Golden Crowned Bat, which is, accepting that a major transition is underway and that whatever sacrifices you have to make, will be worth it. What's going on with the other? They are nostalgic. They are kind of reviewing, some earlier stage of their own personal development to gain inspiration, to move forward. They are benevolent. They are a Queen of Cups. They are highly emotionally intelligent, and they are wanting to extend their hand, out to you. At the same time, they are wanting the freedom to express themselves in a way that allows them to, love themselves and other, at a deeper level. The reason they're willing to reach out to you is that they think that will confer upon them this freedom of self-expression. And we need to realize that, not everyone is perfect, but everyone still has very important and valid contributions to make. Broken crayon still color. And that could be something that they're thinking about you, as well. They are being challenged to, fulfill their desires while, keeping a balance of the opposites, balancing being receptive with being, defensive. there is what they have on mind is complete and total emotional fulfillment, not only for themselves but for their community. And they're realizing that manifesting that has to do with divine timing, with speaking up at the right time, and also dealing with whatever physical limitations or challenges that they are encountering at the moment. It's quite a load. I mean, it's generally a good load that they're dealing with, but it does have these deeper manifestations because, they are really needing to be smart, super smart, about the kind of choices they are making right now. So they are, they've got this Ace of Swords, so they are looking for a broader vision or some kind of intellectual program that really kind of justifies their action. And it definitely has to do with expressing, abundance, in some way. It definitely vibes of, who should we really be investing, our abundance, in. And there's something here about, rectifying some kind of sorrow, or sadness. That's helping to motivate, this drive to express their abundance, in a very rational sort of way. What is the ultimate outcome? Well, yes, there is some sort of renewal of vitality here, a return to an acknowledgement of the wonder of life, a return to innocence that allows us to move forward in a really exuberant way, right? And the specific way in which that exuberance manifests is being able to speak, with elegance, to be able to speak, artfully, not just defending ourselves, but communicating some kind of really beautiful vision, for the future. And we can do that by saying yes to new adventures, by realizing that others are broken crayons that can still color, and by being motivated by the fact that love can overcome every obstacle. And what is in the upper world of the outcome? Yes, there is a challenge to make the past right here, using our intellect to bring, balance to a situation. Good karma is definitely at play, and it's going to have huge impact. The kind of impact that, moves things along, more quickly, but also goes way beyond the local community and has some kind of ripple effect onto the globe as a whole. And we can really get to this outcome if we live like it's our last day on Earth. What do we truly enjoy? What do we truly want to say? Let's just get to it. And this outcome is motivated by recognizing the leadership of a team, recognizing the kind of leadership that can get people to work together to move forward in a productive fashion. And this leads to a judgment that is not a legal sentencing, but is rather a recognition that someone or some group of people have moved to a higher level of consciousness, have achieved a certain kind of transformation born of their own willpower, that really speaks to the beauty of moving towards the light out of darkness. And we can facilitate this process by being calm, by choosing to breathe in deeply and rhythmically. This will heal our tired body and allow our spirit to find peace and to bring a healing journey of harmony to ourselves and those around us. Whew. The Council of Elders is very concerned about harmony within the community and being able to move out of a past of darkness into a garden-like celebration of our potentials and our realities and our future. That is, I'm getting this deep emotional swirl, like I'm seeing like a whirlpool of some sort, but it's almost like it's a whirlpool of light. Like it's wanting to, rather than just suck us into the depths, it's kind of wanting to catapult us, to a higher level of consciousness, which really brings a certain kind of bliss and joy to everyone involved. Woo! This is quite the moonwave cycle. I'm going to leave it there. I want to thank you very much for spending your time with Pharaoh Tarot. I'm very grateful for you, investing your time, with us. If any of this has resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Would love to hear how all of this is resonating for you. The ancestors have spoken.